recording?
Excuse me, ma'am?
Are you recording?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't record.
I know he's still recording, but
Yeah.
technically it's a contempt of court violation. You need to turn off the phone. Thank you.
I'm also an activist that I'm trying to, create some change here, and I don't see what's the issue about filming in a public hallway. What are you going to do if I don't stop recording? If I just exercise my rights peacefully and continue to record, what would you do at that point?
It is potentially a contempt issue.
Hey, what's up guys? Long Island Audit here. Back again with another video. Today we're at the Carver County Justice Center here in Minnesota. We are here today to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants respect our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we just passed through the metal detector over here. We spoke with two court officers who are extremely nice. We're talking about Aaron Judge's 60-second home run. Law library is a lower level. So this is the Justice Center here in Carver County. Doesn't seem to be many people in here. Court administration. So we just had a good conversation, so hopefully nothing
Hey, did you send anything to the dad?
crazy happens here. They seem like pretty nice guys.
Are you recording?
Excuse me, ma'am?
Are you recording?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't record.
Why can't I record? Who are you? Do you work for what department?
Just 1 second.
Court administration?
Yeah, there's signage all over.
Yeah, I don't see anything. There's signage all over. I haven't seen one sign since I walked in here. Why wouldn't you take some pictures and video of this? Look at this. Scales of justice. A lot of history here. Look, John Glacier, judge of probate, used this desk and these file cabinets for 22 years in the Carver County Courthouse. That's interesting. Back in 1903. Look at those old school handcuffs there. Now those look like torture cuffs. Very interesting. So they have the one of the officers I spoke with over here watching me. That one was so rude.
Hey, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
there's signage, like right here, that safety cameras
Where?
are not allowed. Right here.
Cameras and voice recording devices may not be used in any courtroom. Okay.
Hey, I don't mean to bug you, just so you know, you're actually not allowed to record out here. And there's the thing from the judges, so I just want to let you know I'm not jamming you up. What's that? I know he's still recording, but
Yeah.
technically it's a contempt of court violation if the judge doesn't want to go after you. So I just want to let you know. So I would ask you
Licensed
to stop.
attorneys,
Yep. I'll let you read that, but you do need to turn off the phone. Thank you.
cell phones, electronic tablets. I'm not in the courtroom though.
Keep reading them. It's still on there. Any court administration area.
What's considered? It doesn't specify what's a court administration area.
You can actually look up top. It says court administration.
Oh, okay. So, in those areas then?
Anywhere that's considered court administration. So I do need you to turn off the phone, please. Thank you.
The whole building is considered court administrative area?
Anything on this floor is yes. Anything that's court related, yes, here.
But there's county offices here?
Yep. And I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I'm not, it says near, I'm reading it here, near, it's very ambiguous, the language of near any, I'm a journalist, I'm just gathering some content
I
for a
understand
story.
that. So actually, it's funny. You know when Prince died?
No.
Prince died a few years ago, and all the media had to come here. They actually were not allowed to record in here. So they had to get special permission from a judge to even record inside anything that comes in here.
When Prince died, why would the media come here?
Because he had court actions that were here as
Oh,
part of
okay.
his estate, and
Oh, probate court?
people
Yeah.
were interested in his circumstance, so.
Okay, gotcha.
So anything that includes court administration or in front of the courtrooms, which are down this hall and on the second floor down that hall.
So this would be considered some type of common area, so as long as I'm not next to a courtroom?
Nope, this entire floor is court administration or courts. So I'm telling you, this entire floor is. Okay? If you want to go walk around downstairs, be my guest. If you want to walk upstairs, courts are all that way. So that is where you're at. So.
Yeah, but
Any
it says
other-
it's used.
I
It's
know,
it's.
I'm not looking to cause a
I don't want to. I'm not trying to. You're the one. Listen, I'm not trying to.
I just gave you that.
I'm reading what you gave me here, and it says, in courtroom, hearing room, or grand jury proceeding, or in any other court facility, including areas used for court administration. What is? Okay, but I mean, I don't. This is not. I'm not. I'm in a hallway.
I don't have any better answer for you. I'm
But
just
this is a
asking you
hallway.
information on it. So
It's a hallway.
that's all I have for you. So thank you.
Do you use this hallway for court administration? I'm being fair. I'm trying to be
I'm
fair.
trying to give you an answer too. Yes, this is considered courts. That's all.
But
People
it's
do conduct court activity in all of this area. Attorneys meet with clients. There are people that have private conversations out in the hallways, so it's all inclusive.
Is there judges here right now?
There are.
Is this judge here that wrote this? Is the chief judge, Kevin Mark? Is he here?
He does not office out of this building.
He doesn't even work here.
He doesn't office out of this building. He's the chief judge of the district, but he doesn't
Oh,
office
okay.
out of this building.
Gotcha. So I don't know. How can a judge hold you in contempt of court if you're not even in their courtroom? You know, I don't see how
Those
in
are
a
great
hallway.
questions.
You know, how would I be held in contempt? Like, you're giving me an order here that's saying that my constitutional right of freedom of press gathering. I understand what you said about Prince. I get it, and you know the other
Certainly
reporters.
write a letter to Judge Mark to ask for his further.
Yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah, just I need to have standing. So
We
just
don't
by
have an answer for you.
no, I just need to have standing in whatever in whatever legal action I'm gonna take here.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to have some standing. So what happens? What are you gonna do if I don't stop recording? If I just exercise my rights peacefully and continue to record, what would you do at that point?
It is potentially a contempt issue because it is an order that's issued by the judge.
Yeah. So I need to know what would happen.
What I'm saying is if you have further question about what the judge intended, you can certainly write a letter to him and ask Judge Mark to clarify.
I doubt he's gonna answer me. I'm not gonna have standing in the case. So if I'm charged with contempt, or can I get your names just so I know?
You bet. Sergeant Pat Schwarzoff.
And Deputy Pat Murphy.
Pat Murphy, okay, and Schwarzhoff. Yeah, no, I just need to have standing in these types of cases because, you know, maybe the journalist that came here before, I'm also an activist that I'm trying to, you know, create some change here, and I don't see what's the issue about filming in a public hallway. It doesn't really make
All
a
we're
big
doing is
deal.
Enforcing what the judge has said.
And I understand, but if you're going to enforce it, handing me a paper, that's not enforcing it. Enforcing it is, you know, you telling me, hey, if you don't stop recording, we're going to arrest you. Are you a law enforcement officer?
I am a law enforcement.
Okay, so if you're
don't
gonna go
want to
that,
do that. I just asked
if
you
you don't
nicely
want
if
it,
you would.
and I don't think you want to do that. But what I'm saying is, if Sergeant, what I'm saying is that I don't want you to do that. I really don't. But I need to have some sort of standing in court. So if you're gonna tell, so I can fight this order as being unconstitutional, you understand? So if you're gonna say,
Yeah. No, you can certainly.
so if you're gonna tell me, I know I understand it, but that's, you know, it's nothing personal against you. I get you doing your job, deputy. You know.
And all we're doing is just informing you of what the judge.
And I'm reading what the
said.
judge is saying, and you know, like I said, if you're gonna tell me, hey, I'm going to arrest you if you don't stop, then I will gladly leave your building, and I have standing because now I was threatened that I was going to be arrested, and now I can say, hey, listen, I was threatened and removed from a building because, but it doesn't have to get to the point where I'm arrested, right? It doesn't.
And
We
when-
we both don't want it to get there.
Listen to what I said carefully. I said it could potentially be a contempt issue. We're informing you about what the judge's order is, and we're giving you that information.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you know where your supervisor went?
He walked in that next office over there, so I'm not sure who he went to.
I understand that you're just handing me a judge's order,
And sometimes we
I,
just have to inform people about what the information is.
and I see the judge's order. I believe it to be unconstitutional. But if it comes to the point where I'm saying, hey, listen, you know, you're going to be arrested if you don't stop and leave immediately, then I can take it to a higher court than this judge, and we can try and work it out there. And that's the way I like to do it. I'm not going to resist you. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to, you know, I'll even stand over here if it makes you feel any better.
That would be helpful.
You know?
So I'm sure that my sergeant is just trying to get maybe some additional information.
Clarification and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll stand over here, okay? Just so
And that's what
we
our
can.
standing rule has always been for anybody from the news media, that they
Okay.
have to get specific information and specific permission from any of our local district judges, even outside of Judge Mark. So he's the one that gives.
This is the judge that gives the permission.
This is the judge that wrote the order.
Okay.
And then he's our head judge in the district.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other judges also have to follow his orders, but they can change those given in different circumstances. But there has to be a reason behind it.
Okay.
So
All
they do
right.
have the
Again, I
latitude.
just believe it. I could understand in a courtroom. I mean, judges, they have control of their courtroom, and
Yep.
but I just don't see the,
We
the
also have-
purpose.
But we also have people that conduct court business out in the hallways, talking to clients, attorneys talking with each other. So again, this whole area is considered part of the court administration.
the whole hallway.
The hallway, and then we have courtrooms upstairs on the second floor. So again, court business can be conducted in these areas.
On the second floor, and
Yeah,
there's
we
a
might-
there's a basement here.
There's a basement, that's where the law library is.
Okay. And recording is that
I don't know the rule in that circumstance because, again, it's down at the law library, so that's where the access point is for people to search public record.
okay?
So, but these floors where the court can be held,
So, yeah. I just don't. It's very ambiguous. The orders are so ambiguous, just like the law sometimes,
Yep.
It can kind of it's like you can make an argument either way, but in order to make that argument, you have to be in front of a judge. Maybe not this judge, because I doubt he would disagree with his own order, but maybe another judge, a higher up judge, a federal judge. And that's all I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, just trying to affect a little bit of
All
change,
we're trying to do
government
is-
transparency.
Yep,
That's
all I'm
it.
trying to do is inform you about the information that we.
I get it. I get what you're trying to do. And that's why I stepped over here,
I appreciate it.
just trying to de-escalate situation, and we can see what, maybe he can get some clarification and we can move on.
Yep.
That's all.
No, that sounds good.
Thank you, Deputy.
Thank you.
There goes the camera right there. Another one right there.
And that's a copy of the one order. There's also a notice that's here if you want to see that.
Yeah, that's more like a policy though,
Correct.
because it doesn't really have the order
Yeah.
attached to it, does it?
That's the
This is the actual
That's
order
the copy
for
of the
this
order.
is the copy of order for this sign right
Correct.
here.
Yeah, and it's
Gotcha.
still just written a little bit more boldly so people can see it.
Okay, gotcha. Understood. Now let me ask you a question. Based on this order, how would you, and this is why I think it's a little ridiculous, Deputy, only because it's like, if I came in here, right,
Yep.
and I went like this, and I held my phone right here,
Yep.
and you never saw that I was recording, and I didn't admit to you that I was recording,
Yep.
and I walked around the publicly accessible areas of the building,
Yep.
you could never, you can't just grab my phone out of my hand and say, hey, you're recording, you know what I mean? If you're like secretly doing it, it's not.
You know what? It probably wouldn't be an issue.
Exactly. That's what I'm
We've
saying.
we've had people in courtrooms that have tried to record proceedings, and we don't know what their intent is when they make those recordings, because again, they're only trying to take snippets of what may be relevant to prove their point. So,
Yeah,
again,
I can see
those
that. But it wouldn't be,
proceedings-
in a court proceeding, I could see it being a little bit different again. But I'm saying in the hallway, if somebody walked around with, it says audio and visual here. So if somebody walked around with a camera, audio recording device in their pocket, and they just walked around, and say I caught some lawyers talking with their clients, it wouldn't be, and I published that information, let's just say, to social media. It wouldn't be against the law to do any of those things, other than the fact that you would, because you didn't like, you know what I mean? People always say, oh, if you commit any crime in secret, it's not against the law. But if I were to commit a robbery and then I go up to a police officer and I say, hey, I committed that robbery without you seeing me, you're still going to go to jail. Oh, I murdered that person without you seeing me. But if I came up to a law enforcement officer and said, hey, I had a cell phone in my pocket and I was walking through the public areas of a courtroom, he's not going to do anything because there's nothing inherently illegal about doing that.
But
See what I'm saying?
sometimes we'd have to question people's reason behind doing it. We don't know if their motive sometime in the future is to do some counter surveillance or anything else like that, which creates a security issue for us in the building because our requirements are to protect the people in this building when they're here for public business. Our job is to
But that's what I'm saying. I'm outwardly recording and identifying myself. My name's Sean. I'm an independent journalist, and that's an issue. But if somebody wanted to do harm to this building, they can record. You know, they have sunglasses that can record. They can get every information out of here without you knowing anything, and use that for nefarious purposes. But and then it wouldn't be illegal. It wouldn't be illegal. And then because I'm doing it and I'm being a nice guy about it, it's like, hey, you know, you could possibly be held in contempt. Do you see like the I don't know, the double standard there? It's kind of like if somebody really, they're not going to come over here and say, hey, start walking around where everybody can see them. They're going to be like, secret button camera, secret, you know what I mean? And you never know. And they could never get in trouble for it because it's not against the law.
I understand what you're saying, Sean.
Yeah. I just want to make that point. It's that's why I think these orders are silly. But, you know,
Again,
I get you're just doing your job.
If you needed additional clarification, the only thing I can tell you is to write a letter to the judge and ask him for further explanation.
Yeah. And you said he has an office here, but he doesn't.
He does not have an office here, so he's the head district judge.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
So we have our district judges that are officed here, but not Judge Mark.
Okay, because he's
not saying that he wouldn't be a visiting judge.
Because he's the
at some
chief
point.
judge for the
Correct.
district, first judicial district. So it's a state court.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. So here is the order.
And you can keep that copy. That's
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I just want to see. I don't want to think that I'm trying to harass you or anything. I'm just waiting to see if your supervisor had any more
And I'm
clarification.
waiting-
That's
yep,
it.
And I'm waiting for him to come back also.
Okay.
So I'm hoping he's getting some clarification.
Yeah.
on something that if he can get some additional information for you.
Yeah, sure. And then I can just walk out and then put my phone in my pocket and come and then keep recording and say I'm not. Silly. Very silly.
And that's all we can do, Sean.
I get it.
You can
I get
inform
it.
people about what the judge has issued as far as the
Mm-hmm.
order standing in the building.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know some court officers, they just are like more like security. You're a law enforcement officer for the state? Would you
For
be
the county.
for the county? Okay.
The sheriff's office.
For the sheriff's office. Gotcha. So how does that work? This is a state court, but you're a county law enforcement officer?
We work for the sheriff's office, so yeah, it's state court. You know, the prosecuting attorneys represent the state in any criminal
Gotcha.
allegations.
But because this,
it's still events.
so
that
a
happen.
different county would
Different
have different
counties.
sheriffs there,
Yep,
stationed there.
yep. So you see that all the time when you travel to other agencies.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I'm from New York.
Okay. How long
Let's
have you
get
lived
out.
in New York?
My whole life. So I've lived in. I'm from New York, and in our courts we have New York State court officers. So it's basically they're their own law enforcement entity.
Okay.
So they're
assigned-
they're from
assigned
the
to the
state.
court
They're
themselves?
they're state officers, and they're assigned to the court themselves. So they're not really like just deputies that, maybe transfer in and out or anything.
Right. We get different assignments on given years. So.
Oh, okay, cool. You like the assignment?
Yeah, so far it's not bad.
Yeah. Probably pretty quiet.
So, if you want to continue to record right here on the stuff, you absolutely can, okay?
Okay, so
Thank you for
I
your
can
time.
record in the hallways here.
As long as you're not on the carpet. Yep, the carpet's the only place that's considered that.
Thank you for getting clarification for
You
me.
bet, and that's why we do it.
I appreciate it. But wait, just want to one more. Can I get clarification on one more thing before you leave, please?
You bet.
Okay. So if I go on the carpet, what happens?
And that's the decision that somebody else is going to make. We're not going to deal with that today, so thank you.
Okay. All right. I just thank you, Deputy.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Sergeant, thank you for your time.
You bet.
So apparently he got clarification that I can be anywhere that there is no carpet. That doesn't make any sense because even if I just stood right here where I'm not on the carpet, look. And watch this. And if you want to get even crazier. Not on the carpet. So again, Just silly rules. Silly judges' orders. Silly rules here. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Court officers, the deputies here seem to have left, and you know, they don't want any problems. I told them, hey, just threaten to arrest me, and we can take it up in court. Because I think that this is very unconstitutional order here. I mean, I understand that judges can control their courtrooms, but as far as, you know, publicly accessible areas of a courthouse, you know, I know it happens all over the country. You don't have to tell me in the comment section. I get it. But that's the point. We're trying to make some change here. Make some change without getting arrested. Especially for contempt. That's the one charge I don't want, to be honest with you. Because you're never going to beat it. You think this judge here, Kevin Mark, do you think that he is going to find me innocent of a contempt charge? Not at all. But what I can do is, you know, I fought for this at least, right? They said I couldn't record anywhere in this building, and I'm recording. And now I'm going to show to the world the stupidity of this order by Chief Judge Kevin Mark, First Judicial District of State of Minnesota, here in Carver County. Alright guys, so we're going to test out the judge's orders, and we are going to go on the carpet, publicly accessible areas, and record. Because we're not scared. We have to stand up for our rights. We have to. If I don't do it, they think they won. They think they won because they told me not to step on the carpet or I'll be held in contempt. In contempt for exercising my rights peacefully. Ridiculous. But anyway, see, we did it. Not that big of a deal. Let's get out of here now. They're not going to threaten me with arrest or contempt. Because they know what I'm doing is not illegal. So, let's get out of here. Have a great day, Deputy.
Have a good day, Sean.
Alright guys, so we're just getting out of the Carver County Justice Center here in Minnesota. So that definitely could have went south really fast. That woman from court administration was very aggressive, showed me her unconstitutional sign, which means nothing. The two sheriff deputies came out, showed me a judge's order from the Chief Justice here of the First District. And I believe that order to be unconstitutional and ambiguous. I mean, it talks about you cannot record where there's court business being done, but who does business, the administration of court business, in the public hallways where anybody can secretly record you or video record you, and it would never be against the law? There's no statute. It's a judge's unconstitutional order. And I know they're being upheld all over the country and people are getting held in contempt. And that's just the risk you got to take, because at the end of the day, judges have way too much power in this country. Say it again, judges have way too much power in this country. They can hold you in contempt, find you guilty. There's no appeal process. You know, it's really unjust. And I know that auditors are getting arrested at courthouses all over the country. Thankfully, I didn't get arrested here for contempt. I think it's the way that I handle the situation and, you know, try and de-escalate and point out the inconsistencies in this judge's order. How it makes no logical sense and is just plain silly. Not only is it unconstitutional, it's just silly. It makes no sense. You know, if you think about it logically, it makes no sense. Why do they hate government transparency so much? Why is government transparency and accountability such a big deal? Why do judges around the country like to enforce these orders and create these orders that violate our freedom of press right? I don't know, but, you know, I keep coming to these courthouses and I keep lucking out, really. I keep coming to courthouses and defying judges' orders and, you know, only not maliciously defying the order, that's for sure, but I keep doing it and I keep they keep not arresting me for exercising my rights, which I really appreciate, but, you know, I don't get any standing in court to affect change. But, you know, this is a win for the people here, guys. This is a win for we the people. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.